Over the last several years and countless car flips, I've learned that the most important skill in car flipping is speed. With speed, you'll make more money in less time, taking your car flips from a couple of weeks to only a couple of days. Let's get started. Here's what an average flipper looks like next to a fast one. A Mexican guy sells 2 cars a week and makes $2,000 profit on each one. In a month, he's made $17,000. Now, a white guy sells 1 car for $3,000 profit every 12 days. In a month, he's only made $7,500. So even though white guy here is making 50% more every flip, Mexican guy is making almost $10,000 more every month since he's selling more cars. I chose Mexican because those guys are hardworking and us whites are lazy. But let's just say you make $2,000 a week. That means every day wasted is costing you $285. And it's easy to waste a few days on a flip, which is going to end up being close to $1,000 in wasted time you could have been flipping another car with. Over the months, this is going to add up quick. So we need to reduce how long each part of the flipping process takes. It's all about taking the same hours everyone has, but using them in better ways to make more money. So there's 7 steps to flip a car, and in each step there's several ways to save time while making more money. The first step is finding a car without wasting days searching for one. Here's where most people make the first mistake. They spend several days, sometimes even weeks, looking for the perfect deal. Yes, they'll make more money on it than a deal they found in a day, but by the time they buy it, you could have already been flipping your 4th car. But there's a balance because you don't want to buy the first car you see. I learned to stop wasting time looking for deals a few years ago when I talked to a guy I worked with that was a dealer. I asked him how many cars he was flipping a month. 25 cars a month. For a dealer, that's nothing crazy, but when I heard that and I was only flipping a couple cars a month, I realized how much more I could be doing. I told him I had a hard time finding deals. He said to stop looking for the best deal in the world and to start buying cars that were priced a little bit more, but it's better to flip more cars for a little bit less profit than less cars. From that day on, I realized that I should stop looking for an $8,000 profit on a car and just go for $1,000 to $3,000 wins, since I'd be able to flip more of those. But the easiest way to find deals quicker is by searching for cars as often as possible, since most of them are going to sell within minutes to hours, not days. Starting by searching a close distance to you so you don't have to drive as far across multiple platforms, then expanding your search if you need to. Once you run out of recent listings, be ready to check again several times throughout the day. And let's say a listing gets posted at 1 p.m. If you ended up checking at 3 p.m. and it was a good deal, there's a high chance you already missed out on it. Or they already have tons of messages and they're already planning to meet up with someone else. Meaning you now have to spend more time searching for another one. While doing this, know what you're looking for so you don't have to waste time looking at listings that you aren't going to buy from. Like if I see a cheap car while scrolling, but it's crashed in the cover photo, I won't even click it. Over time, you're going to learn what to click and what to scroll past based on what you buy. Once you find one, don't just save it and keep looking. Message the seller right away. When they respond back, instantly answer. And all your messages with them should be pushing the conversation to meeting up as soon as they can. This way nobody else is going to swoop in and steal your deal, since you're going to be the first person to see it. Plus the earlier you meet with them, the earlier you're able to start working on the car and get to the next one. You wouldn't believe the amount of times I've had a time to go buy a car, and then when I'm ready to go, they tell me someone's already came and it's now sold before I even had a chance to go check it out. With doing all this, you shouldn't stop looking at one car. For a long time, I'd find a car and then wait until we scheduled a meeting to see the car. I'd go see it. Then if I didn't end up buying it, I'd start looking for other ones. Even with a planned meeting, still be making other ones because sometimes you won't end up buying it and you'll have to find another car, then make a meeting with another person, and potentially not even buy that car. When you're planning to go buy the car, as long as you like it and agree on a price, here comes the next step. Step 2 is buying the car. Most people think it's hard to save time during this process, but there's some unique ways to do it. First of all, you have a plan to go see the car at a specific time, so show up on time. I know when someone comes to buy my car and they're late, I'm annoyed and less likely to give them a deal because we both wasted our time. But when you're at their house, this is the only part where you should take your time. Meet up, talk to the seller, be nice to them, inspect the car, negotiate, buy it. There's no reason to go fast, and it's going to take less than 30 minutes. And if you try to, you might miss a major problem with the car. Plus, taking longer is going to get you a better deal since the seller has taken more time out of their day and won't want to have to go through the whole process again with another potential buyer that might not even buy it. So might as well just sell it to you for a little less. But if you want some part of the process to be faster, drive 80 miles an hour instead of 65. That's 25% faster. But seriously, on the topic of driving, many people waste hours here. Of course, you should know you want a car before driving far so you don't have to turn around without it. But if you're likely to buy it, you should Uber or bring a friend to pick up the car with you. Because if it's an hour away, you drive there, you're gonna have to drive back because there's no way to take it home. And then you're gonna have to Uber or pay a friend anyways to go back with you and get it, wasting 4 hours instead of 2. So you got a car, but that's just the beginning. Step 3 is fixing the car. Here's where you can save a lot of valuable time. The first way is just starting the second you get the car back home. I know when I first started, I'd go pick up a car and bring it home. Then I'd be like, oh, that was a nice day. I got a car. I'll go have some fun, and I just started on in the morning. I'd wake up the next morning and not want to do it. I'd stall, and the next thing you know, it's 2 p.m. and I've wasted most of the day. By starting right away, you just don't have to deal with any of this. But let's quickly go back a step. If you're almost certain you're going to buy a car before going to look at it, you can buy parts before to fix it. In worst case, you just return them. This helps reduce the time you spend waiting for the parts to arrive. If you don't do that, right when you get home, order the parts. And you should be paying extra for quicker shipping, since we're trying to save as much time as possible. Plus, we found out earlier, each day is worth $285, so technically you could spend that much on shipping if it saves a day, and you'd otherwise be sitting there not working without the part. But most of the time, I actually don't recommend you order parts online. If they have it at the auto parts store, it's always better to just pay a little extra and get it there, because then you don't have to wait for shipping or deal with any of that. And if they don't have what you need, you can look for part outs and junkyards to get the part instantly. Just make sure to always weigh your time and how much each thing costs to see if it's worth it. But saving time on repairs is the hard part, as there's no special tricks. Just the more hours you work on cars, the more experience you get, which is gonna help you speed some things up over time. I mean, my first time replacing a belt took me over an hour, but now that I've done it several times, I can do it in like 10 minutes. Another time-saving method I took way too long to do was just getting an impact gun for bolts that won't come loose and an electric ratchet to unscrew bolts faster and reach them easier. It'll make your life much better too, because then you aren't frustrated on a stuck bolt or things taking longer than they should be. Speaking of getting frustrated, a major time waster is getting stuck in a repair and your mind actually holds you back. When you can't get that bolt off, don't just walk in the house and come back to it later because you've been trying for 30 minutes. The only way to actually get it off is by trying, not giving up. If you give up, you're just losing time sitting in the house. Once I realized this, I actually started to like it when I'm under the car. When you're like trying to get the bolt off in there, you're struggling with it, and you just lay down, you're just thinking for a minute, and you're like contemplating life, take a deep breath, figure out what to do to get the bolt off, and then you just get right back to working on your car. The next thing you can do is during the detail. Don't go too fast so you can't clean the car well, since when you sell an even slightly dirty car, the buyer's gonna like the car slightly less and want to pay slightly less. When it's brand new looking, they fall in love with it and have no reason not to buy it. But detailing like a crazy person, which I've definitely done, isn't good either. Don't worry about things like inside the wheel wells or spots they're never gonna notice. And in the engine bay, just give it a quick 5-minute wipe down. Doesn't need to be perfect, nobody cares if it is. The last way is during the washing process. Most flippers are spending hours detailing the outside with their hose and detail supplies. A much quicker way is simply go to the car wash. The main reason people avoid it is because it costs money. But a $10 3-minute car wash is much quicker than an hour car wash, and it's easier. Yeah, it costs a bit of money, but it saves you time which you can use to make more money back. It usually won't get the wheels clean, so I'll go back and do those myself. On to step 4, listing the car. In this stage, you're going to be able to save days and hardly anyone's doing it. But this is slightly out of order because you shouldn't be fixing cars before listing them. Let me explain. Flippers will finish fixing their car and then spend a few hours taking photos and listing the car. Now they're just sitting here waiting until someone ends up buying it. What if I told you there's a way to avoid all that? Instead of fixing everything before listing it, all you do is start by repairing the cosmetics, give the car a detail, and then list it right away. While the car is posted for sale and attracting buyers, that's when you fix the things that aren't visible in the pictures. Maybe it needs a new alternator or sensor. In your listing, you say the car is perfect, and as long as you fix it before they buy it, you'll be selling a good car and they'll never know. Pictures of the car are a crucial part as well. Recently, I was helping someone grow their car flipping business, and as I was asking about what he does when he's selling cars, I noticed a major problem he was making. He was driving his car around at different spots, getting cool backgrounds for his cars. He'd use his camera to take professional photos, and he'd take hours doing it. Then he'd get home just to edit them. This is one of those things where it seems good because you're trying to do the best thing possible, but buyers just don't want to see that. They just want to see the car's nice, not the view. So stop taking pictures in the mountains or by the beach. I used to do it too. What you need to be doing is take the pictures in a nice neighborhood and not too many cars in the background as a distraction. But that doesn't mean you should be taking bad ones. A ton of people are hardly showing the whole car in the pictures. They're purposely hiding problems by not taking pictures of them. If you do that, they're just gonna show up and try to get a better deal, or straight up just not buy it. Then you have to wait longer for another person to get interested in it and come see it, and again, not buy it because you hid the problems. To get buyers to respond to your listing faster, price the car at a good price compared to other similar cars. Don't just overprice it by a ton or it's never gonna sell. Have a short description that's split up into sections, not just one big paragraph of words. And make sure you're also posting it on multiple platforms so more people can see it. If it's not sold in a day, take the listing down and repost it every day. I do that on Facebook. On Craigslist, they charge $5, so sometimes I'll wait a few days before doing it. Newly posted listings are gonna get hundreds of more views compared to a few day old ones. If it's still not sold, you didn't price it low enough. Even if you think it's worth more, it's clearly not because it hasn't sold. Yeah, you could wait longer and it will likely sell for more, but you're just wasting days that you could have used to flip another car. Remember, every day wasted is $285. With your car listed, you can move to step 5, which is selling the car. So imagine this. You're buying a car, you just saw this car listing, and you want the car. So you message them saying you like it and ask a couple questions. Then they don't respond for 2 hours. By then, you've already scrolled through a whole bunch of other listings looking for more cars because they didn't answer. So you've seen several cars and you found some you might like even more. And you've already started to message the sellers about meeting up and buying their car. When the first seller finally responds to you, you don't even want to buy their car anymore. But if they would have responded to you right when you messaged them, you both would be chatting and planning a time to meet up. You wouldn't go look for more cars. You'd sit back and wait to meet up with them later that day, thinking you're gonna buy their car. That's if you're a normal car buyer, not a flipper. But that's what's going on in their mind, so be like the second seller. Just like when you're buying a car, the second you get a message about someone that's interested, respond back, answering their question, and move the conversation to meeting with them as soon as possible. This makes them more likely to actually buy it and will keep the time from the first message to the meetup short. If you see it hours later, of course, still respond, but no, the longer you take, the less chance they're gonna end up buying it. All right, finally, they've shown up to see the car. Let them do whatever they want. Inspect it, test drive it, anything. Then if they want it, they buy it. If they don't, offer to lower the price a bit. If they try to negotiate, of course, only go as low as you want to sell it for, but know that if you don't take their offer, you're gonna have to wait for another person to buy it. So it can be worth it to take a little bit of a lower price than you may have wanted. Sometimes if it's been for sale a long time, it's worth it to sell it even at a bit of a loss so you can get started on the next car. It's all about opportunity cost. It took me one of the worst flips I ever had to learn this. I had a car for sale for literally a year. Every month I lowered the price by a few $100s. I originally posted for $25,000 and by the end of the year it only sold for $12,000. Now if a car isn't selling in a week, I'll just sell it for a loss. With the car sold, use step 6 of repeating to save even more time while making more money. Most flippers will try to save time and money during a flip, and whatever profit they make, they'll put in their bank and buy another car. But they're making a big mistake not tracking everything. I know it might sound dumb as you've already made your money, but if you track all your numbers from how long everything took, what price it was, what your profit was, and other things, you'll be able to find ways to improve each part. That means before buying another car, use this tracker I made for you for free. The link's in the description. All you do is put all the car's numbers in and fill in the gray boxes. Then it'll give you every important number you need when flipping cars. And if you go to the main tracker page, you can see your overall totals and averages across your flips. It'll help make the process easier so you don't have to do all the math yourself, and it'll keep records for you. Knowing these numbers is just the first step though, because once you know them, it's time to understand how you can improve them. For this video, we're going over speed, so we'll just look at hours first. Don't just write how long each repair takes, you should be writing down everything from how long it took to find the deal, driving to see the car, buying and selling it too. Because all this takes time that most people don't account for. With the gray boxes filled in, the chart will do all the calculations for you and give you the important numbers right here at the bottom, like hourly rate, which is the most important since that's how much you make. But some flippers will figure this out, but they're missing how many days each flip takes and what days they aren't working as much, which you need to know because if you're only working a couple hours a day, it'll take much longer to finish cars. And if you're waiting days between flips, that'll of course slow you down. With those in mind, you need to look at the numbers and figure out how you can improve them. That's why on the main page, I have these 2 charts that are gonna show your hourly rate over the last flips you've done, so you can keep trying to get it higher, and the days between flips, so you can reduce them as much as possible. Again, the flip tracker's in the description for free if you want it. If not, you can just write it down in notes or something and do all the calculations yourself. I've had months where my hourly rate was over $500 an hour, but I only worked 10 hours that month. If I had learned to use my time right, even if I was only making $100 an hour, but working 160 hours that month, instead of making $5,000 that month, I would have made $16,000. Over triple the income while making only 20% the hourly rate. Just because I was able to use my time wisely and figure out how to stay working instead of slacking off sitting on the beach. In this business, that is very easy to do because you could do whatever you want. Speed is about measuring how long you take to do everything and finding out ways it could be done faster. Doing this, you're going to learn there's a lot more time to be saved in every step of the process. With all that time saved, you can now flip more cars and figure out how you can scale your business to the next level. That's where step 7 comes in, scaling. All these tips have been how to increase your speed on a single car flip, but if you flip 2 or 3 cars, it's going to remove any downtime you have. So when you're looking for a car or waiting for one to sell, you could just be working on another one. If you have no cars, you have no work. So when you're working on one car, throughout the day, always be looking for your next one. When you're out getting parts for a car, you can go get them for all of your cars, or clean 2 interiors back to back, so you don't have to set everything up again. By stacking cars like this, you can get twice as much done in less than twice as much time. But there's actually a way to remove 100% of the time it takes to flip a car. You heard that right. It's by outsourcing, which is paying other people to do the work for you. And if you're paying them less than you make an hour, it's worth it. You should start off doing almost everything yourself, but over time you can start outsourcing each part of the process by starting with things that take the most time and you can get done for the cheapest. The simplest way to start doing this is the car wash, like I said earlier, or have a detailer come to you, mobile mechanics, or have someone find deals or make listings for your cars. There's a whole bunch of ideas. Out of all the ways to save time, reducing the time between tasks and cars, if not completely removing it, is the most crucial. That's where most flippers' time is going, and it causes them to miss out on a lot of money. But all this is only about saving time. Click this video to see what I learned that made me tens of thousands of dollars in less than a month flipping cars. And as always, I'm wishing you a lucky day.